Alright guys, so today I'm gonna be making curry chicken, but before I start curry chicken stew, I want to talk about this pot. I love this pot. I love this brand, Le Creuset. Hope I'm saying that correctly. It's cast iron. If you're not aware of this brand, it's cast iron, and I really love this company. I love this company and their design. It's made in France. So I just wanted to talk. I don't know if this 24 mean it's a 24 inch. I'm not sure. I probably have to look that up. I don't know. I don't really care. But anyway, this is the pot I'm going to use today to make the curry chicken. All right. So the curry seasoning I'm using, I love this brand of curry spice. This is a pre-mixed curry, because you know curry comes, there's different kinds of curry. There's red curry. This is the yellow one because it has turmeric, and they have green curry. And I like this brand of yellow curry. So this is what I'm going to be using to start. So first I'm going to add olive oil. Again, I only cook with olive oil. I hope I have enough olive oil. This is the brand that I'm using. I bought this from Home Goods. I already had the pan. Damn, I turned it off. I had the pan the pan is preheated. I had the stove on before, but I turned it off just to talk about the pot real quick. I put olive oil in the pan. And like I said, the pan is hot because I had it preheating before, and I'm going to toast the curry. Again, this is how I like to do it. Again, everyone cook different, so this is how I cook. So that's how I do it. Like I said, you can pre-mix. You don't have to purchase already made curry. You can get different seasoning and make your own curry mix. But it's just easier to do things this way sometimes, instead of I mean, if you have the time, you can pre-mix your curry if you want to, but like I said, this is what I like to do. So I'm gonna just toast this right now. I'm just gonna toast this. I might add a little bit more oil, so I feel like it's not. As I was saying, I added a little bit more oil to the pan because I feel as though I didn't have enough oil to toast the curry powder. So I'm toasting it. I'm not going to toast it for very long because you don't want it to be bitter. Because this can, if you toast it for too long, it can be bitter. And I'm going to add chicken that I pre-seasoned. I added curry powder, onion. I forgot to add garlic actually. Onion and parsley. Salt and pepper, which again, you don't have to add any other seasoning like salt and pepper because this curry powder has seasoning already. But you know, you want to add, you do things according to your taste buds. So I'm going to add this into the pan now. I'm going to turn up the stove. So I'm going to add this chicken. This is boneless chicken thighs that I decided to use. Use boneless simply because, not boneless, I use chicken thighs because the chicken thighs, it's not going to dry out. It just has a better flavor to me than simply using chicken breast. And chicken breast is something that cooks really, really fast, and it can get dry and rubbery fairly quickly. So if I'm going to make a stew, I would never use chicken breast. I would always use chicken thighs. So that's that. So that's how that looks in the pan. So what I'm going to do, I forgot to buy stock, so I'm going to use water. I prefer to cook with stock, preferably vegetable stock or chicken stock. But since I don't have any and I forgot to buy, I'm not going back outside because today's a very cold, windy day. I'm going to just use water. So I've decided to add some more olive oil. I think I'm running out of olive oil. This is scaring me. But anyway, I'm going to add some more. Yep, I ran out of olive oil. Anyway, I'm going to add more olive oil to saute the chicken before I add the water. See how that looks? Looks beautiful and it's not even cooked yet. Right? Look how beautiful that looks. So after I add the oil, I'm just going to move the chicken around so it can cook evenly. And I'm not quite ready yet to add the water. I'm just scraping. What I'm doing right now, I'm just scraping the bottom, whatever is sticking at the bottom of the pan. And for these type of pans, you want to use something that wouldn't scratch your pan. You know, when you buy these types of pans, they're not cheap, and you want to protect your investment. So you wouldn't want to use a metal spoon or a metal spatula. You use a plastic, or you use wooden to stir your food. So this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna cover it, and I'm gonna add a little bit of water, and I'm gonna let it simmer. So what I did, I added water to the bowl that I had the chicken in. I'm gonna add a little bit of water, just not too much. And again, I'm gonna stir it. This looks so delicious, and it's not even cooked. Look at the colors. You know, before you eat anything, well, you have to see it. You have to see it and smell it. You know, your senses. You're smelling your two senses. You see it, or you smell it first, then you see it, or you see it and you smell it, a combination. And this looks so delicious. And too bad we don't have smell-o-vision, as they would say. It smells delicious already. So this is what this looks like so far. Look at that. Does not look delicious already? And again, it's not cooked. Just looks that way, but it's not cooked. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to cover it and let it simmer for like maybe 20 minutes. Or maybe 10 to 15 minutes. Let it simmer, and then I'm going to turn it again. Stir it, turn it, same thing. So this is this is just a few minutes. As you can see, it's starting to bubble. So I'm going to turn it to make sure that it's not sticking. Because again, in these types of pans, it's not really non-stick. They can stick. As you can see, like right here, I don't know if you can see it right there. It's sticking. It sticks. So I'm going to have to add more water. I have the stove up too high, actually. Sorry about the camera shaking. Anyway, as I was saying, it's sticking a little bit because I had the stove up too high. So I'm just turning, because you don't want it to burn. Once you burn your food, there's no coming back from that. So just keep the flame on low or medium so it can simmer. Because again, you don't want to burn your food. Once you burn your food, there's no coming back from burning your food. I don't know how you fix that hot mess. So as you can see right here, you see the simmering going on right here? See that? All right. I'm going to add a little bit more water, but first I'm going to cut up some potatoes to add to it at some point. So I added a little bit more water because again, like I said, it was sticking. And I'm just taking right here on the spoon, and I'm just scraping the bottom of the pan, the bottom of the pot, excuse me, to get the goodness off the bottom of the pot. It's not burnt. It's just that some of it was sticking because I didn't have enough water. So I just added a little bit more, and I'm going to close the pan, close the pot. I don't know why I keep saying pan. I'm going to close the pot so it can simmer some more. And this is not going to take long. Again, it's because I'm using boneless chicken thighs. I really should have purchased bone-in chicken thighs, but you know, it is what it is. So it's just a matter of, and the thing about cooking chicken thighs, it doesn't dry out. So you can cook this for as long as you want to, and it would just get more tender as you cook it. So this is what it's looking like with more water inside of it. And I'm about to cut up the potatoes to put inside in a minute. So as I'm waiting for the stew to simmer a little bit, I decided to cut up some potatoes to put inside. You know, curry chicken normally has potatoes. And I think sometimes some people put carrots, some people don't. But I like carrots in my curry chicken. I'm not adding it today, but I'm adding red potatoes with the skin on because, you know, red potatoes are healthy for you. I think it's a healthier version. And also this is organic potato, and the chicken is also organic chicken. So I'm going to open this, and as you can see, when it steams, I let the water that was, what do you call it again? Condensation. from the stew cooking, I let it drain back. That's on the cover. I let it drain back into the pan. That's something I've always done, something I will always continue to do. So I'm going to stir it. As you can see, it's simmering. And I have it on low, like I said. Scraping the bottom to make sure nothing is sticking. I'm going to eventually taste this to make sure it has the right amount of seasoning, the right amount of taste, because you have to taste your food as you go, because you want to make sure, like I said, it tastes right. So that's what I'm going to do with that. So this is what it's looking like. So, you know, the lighting right now isn't that great because I'm not in a well-lit area, and I personally don't like to use artificial lighting. When I'm making a video, doing anything pertaining to recording, taking photos, you will never really see me do anything in the dark because I like natural lighting, and I'm struggling with lighting right now because, again, I don't use artificial lighting. All right, guys, I'm going to show you what some of the seasoning I'm going to add. Even though the curry powder itself has seasoning, I'm going to add more. I'm going to add some more ground cumin. I'm going to add some thyme. I'm going to add basil. And I might have, in case I have to add salt again, you know me, Himalayan pink sea salt, because that's the only salt you should use. I mean, I also use the gray one. I've showed you guys I use the gray salt also, but that gray salt is a very, very, very light salt. And I like that too, but I mainly cook with Himalayan pink sea salt. So that's what I'm going to be adding to this after I taste it. So I just tasted it, and I'm going to add some more salt to it. And also, what I forgot to mention, when I cooked it with this particular curry powder, it's very spicy. So if you're not into spicy, this is not the curry powder for you, right? So this, and what I like about cooking and this particular curry powder, you can read the ingredients. You can look at the ingredients. You can read it. You know what these things are that's inside of this curry powder. And this is what I like. You want to be able to use ingredients that you can pronounce. If you're going to use something in a packet, which is nothing wrong with it, or a container, you want to be able to understand what the ingredients is that you're using. Okay, for instance, the basil, right? Look at the ingredients. Organic basil. All right, the ground cumin. And cumin is a spice that tastes really good with chicken. If you've never tried cumin before, try it with chicken. And not curry chicken. It could be any type of chicken that you want to cook. Try using cumin. It's quite delicious. See? Organic ground cumin. Again, the purpose of me showing you this is, again, you want to be able to use ingredients that you can understand. And it's legible, because a lot of stuff a lot of box product, container products, canned products, some of the ingredients you don't know what the hell they are that's inside of it, you know. So you want to try to avoid cooking with ingredients you don't know what the hell they are. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm stirring. This is simmering slow, and I'm gonna add the potatoes now. Add the potatoes. I didn't use a lot of potatoes. I didn't feel like using a lot of potatoes today. I'm just going to stir that in. And as I was saying before, prior to me talking about ingredients and you using natural ingredients, when I make dishes, like when I make curry, specifically curry and spaghetti, or spaghetti, any type of spaghetti sauce, I always add a little bit of sugar. And that's because of the acidity that's in the curry powder. For some reason, it's quite acidic. I'm not sure why. But I add sugar to it to lessen the heartburn. Because some people tend to get heartburn with certain acidic foods. So I add a little bit, like a teaspoon of sugar to the stew, or a teaspoon of sugar to spaghetti sauce. So this is what this looks like. I'm going to give you a better view. Another fun item you can add to curry is green mango. Green mango is something I've never done it, but I know I've had it before, very, very, very long time ago. I think when I was younger. You can add green mango to your curry, and let me tell you something. It's really, really good. Now I'm thinking about it. I wish I had some green mango to add to this stew right now. Open up the pan, as you can. Ooh, the steam. I'm letting the condensation from the pan drip back from the cover, drip back into the pot. And this is what it's looking like. I'm gonna add some sugar, like I told you. I'm gonna add about this much sugar to it. So I'm just gonna, and that should be enough. You don't want it. The purpose of this is not for it to be sweet. It's to just cut some of the acidity. And I'm also scraping because it's sticking a little bit. I'm scraping the bottom of the pan because it's sticking slightly, and I'm distributing the sugar that I just added to the stew. So we're just waiting right now for the potatoes to get soft and for some of this liquid to evaporate. And then this is pretty much going to be done, because again, there's no bone. This is boneless chicken thighs, and it doesn't take long to cook. But again, you can cook it for as long as you want, simply because it's dark meat. And you cannot overcook dark meat. Only thing you can do to it is just going to get more tender and delicious, but you cannot overcook it. In the comments below, you guys can leave me some comments and tell me what is it that you guys like to cook, what your favorite dish may be that you like to cook. You know, when I make these videos, I enjoy making these videos. And I would like you guys to, because I find that a lot of people are not commenting. I'm not sure why, if you don't have the time, who knows. But it's nice to leave comments to tell me, you know, what's going on in your lives. You know, so you can leave a comment. And also in every video that I make, look in the description box. I always write a little story behind the video. I just don't make a video and leave it as a video. I always have something to say. So you can click where you click for the comments. You click, I don't know what it's called, but you click at the bottom where it says more, and I usually have something to say underneath each video. So I don't do that with the shorts, because the shorts is very limited in how much you can write underneath each short video. But the long stream videos, 99% of the time, I'm writing something and I have something to say. So, and like I said, I would like you guys to interact with me a little more in my comments. I really appreciate that. Guys, this is almost coming to an end, and I want to show you that I added a piece of Scotch bonnet pepper to the stew. I added 2 pieces. So I'm going to show you guys when this is done, and I'm going to be plating it. This is the end result of the curry chicken.